Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am just another tinfoil hat. Welcome to my monthly book review. Today, I am going to be reviewing not just one, but two books that I was absolutely excited to read, and that is Where the Footprints End, Volumes 1 and 2 by Joshua Cutchin and Timothy Renner. So, in my opinion, both of these volumes together deserve a spot as one of the new greatest hits of anomalies research. I mean, I don't even know where to start with how much I just completely enjoyed both of these books. First and foremost, simply going through the table of contents, even just from Volume 1, you have connections to the Bigfoot phenomenon from such varied topics as witches, ghosts, aliens, even the woman in white. I mean, the list truly goes on, and it has the research to back it up. Now, I know I just referred to Bigfoot as the Bigfoot phenomenon, and I think that's a really important aspect to pin down that really comes through in both of these volumes, is treating Bigfoot reports as a paranormal phenomenon. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that there's definitely enough room on our haunted planet for both conventional flesh and blood Bigfoot-like creatures to exist, as well as those that are definitely not simply some undiscovered creature. And so, yeah, throughout this book, you really get the vibe that they are discussing these Bigfoot reports and the connections to them from the aspect that this is a very, broad and all-encompassing type of phenomenon that is connected to other types of paranormal phenomena, which I absolutely appreciate. And really, I cannot stress enough that both of these volumes are just such an incredibly comprehensive look at the phenomenon of Bigfoot from the many, many different angles and connected to many, many different aspects of the broader scope of paranormal phenomena. And, at the end of every chapter are dozens, if not quite literally hundreds of endnotes, which, it's just such a specific bibliography that it makes it just fantastically easy to pick up on whatever train of research you may be most interested in and kind of carry it away from there. So I think, too, that one of the things that really sets this book apart is the seamless integration of earlier Sasquatch folklore with the more modern accounts. In such cases as the Wild Man of the 1800s and earlier, you can really see the shades of the fairy faith or more supernatural belief systems cropping up. And as we as a culture moved to a more materialistic understanding of Bigfoot, that kind of fell by the wayside. However, when you view this really broad timescale of reports, you do see that the patterns that existed way back then still exist today, and often as more of a rule than an exception to it. Now, amidst all the truly fantastic material covered, there are actually two sections especially that attracted my attention. The first thing that really, actually quite literally made my hair stand on end is in Chapter 7 of Volume 1, Bigfoot and Ghosts, and the subsection is Disembodied Hairy Hands. Now, the reason this stood out to me so much is because my grandma once told me a story she remembered from when she was little, where she said a pair of hairy arms burst in through the window of someone she knew. And now, as to whether these are technically disembodied hairy hands or not, who can really say? I'm not sure if they were actually connected to something outside of the window or if it was simply the arms. But, from that, I've just kind of been keeping an eye out for cases that seem similar to that. And I've come up with, a selection of accounts that mentioned specifically anomalous hands coming through windows. So to see that in this book was just, like I said, it actually made my hair stand on end. And the second section that absolutely stood out to me, and again, let me say, the whole series of two books absolutely stood out to me. So, these two things are just kind of the absolute top of the mountain for what piqued my interest, was the chapter on mystery lights in Volume 2, because of course I'm very intrigued by the concept of light anomalies in connection with other types of paranormal phenomena. And of course, before I go, I have got to mention not only the truly fantastic cover art. Now, this is just Volume 1. I only have Volume 2 as an ebook, so you guys will have to check that out on your own time if you want to see the cover of that one. But also the illustrations throughout the book done by Timothy Renner. They are truly awesome and just perfectly highlight the blend of Sasquatch symbolism and folklore that both of these volumes entail. So truly, I cannot recommend both of these books highly enough. They were absolutely fantastic and summed up just so much information regarding the more high strangeness and folkloric aspects of the Bigfoot phenomenon. So if you enjoyed this review of the two-volume series Where the Footprints End, High Strangeness and the Bigfoot Phenomenon by Joshua Cutchin and Timothy Renner, please like. And if you're new to this field of crop circles, go ahead and subscribe to see what weirdness the future may have in store. Till then, you can keep up with whatever else I might possibly have going on my website, justanothertinfoilhat.com. And for exclusive content, make sure to check out my Patreon page. For today, I am Zelia Edgar, signing off. Doing.